The rights of minorities in Islam, a vision of inclusivity and coexistence. Islam, as a global religion with a rich history spanning centuries, emphasizes the importance of human rights and social justice. A significant aspect of this commitment lies in the treatment and rights granted to religious and ethnic minorities within Islamic societies. The teachings of Islam encourage respect, equality, and protection of the rights of minorities, fostering an environment of coexistence and harmony. This essay explores the rights of minorities in Islam, delving into the Quranic principles and prophetic traditions that guide the treatment of minorities, and reflecting on their relevance in contemporary times. At the heart of the Islamic approach to minorities lies the principle of equality before God. The Quran, the holy book of Islam, states, "O mankind, indeed we have created you from male and female and made you peoples and tribes that you may know one another. Indeed, the most noble of you in the sight of Allah is the most righteous of you." Quran 49:13. This verse underscores the intrinsic value of each individual, regardless of their background. Islam recognizes that diversity among human beings is a divine design, urging believers to appreciate and respect one another's differences. Islam also upholds the principles of justice and freedom of religion. The Quran states, "There shall be no compulsion in, acceptance of, the religion." Quran 2:256. This verse serves as a cornerstone for the protection of religious minorities, allowing them to practice their faith without fear of coercion. The Prophet Muhammad himself demonstrated respect for the rights of religious minorities, establishing covenants and agreements that ensured their safety and autonomy within the Islamic State. The Covenant of Medina, Mithaq al-Madina, a historic document from the early Islamic era, stands as a prime example of the Prophet's commitment to minority rights. This constitution, formed in 622 CE, established a cohesive and inclusive society in Medina by recognizing the rights of various religious and ethnic groups, including Muslims, Jews, and pagans. It established a framework for mutual cooperation and protection, setting a precedent for the treatment of minorities in Islamic societies. The Prophet Muhammad's actions further exemplified his emphasis on minority rights. In one instance, he said, "Whoever hurts a non-Muslim citizen of a Muslim state, I am his adversary, and I shall be his adversary on the day of a judgment." This declaration highlights the gravity of mistreating minorities and emphasizes the accountability that believers bear for their actions. The rights granted to minorities in Islam encompass a broad spectrum. These include the right to practice their religion, the right to protection from harm, the right to participate in societal affairs, and the right to access justice. Islamic jurisprudence, known as Sharia, also underscores the importance of upholding contracts and agreements, ensuring that the rights of minorities are honored and respected. Historically, Islamic societies have exhibited diverse approaches to minority rights. During the Islamic Golden Age, from the 8th to the 13th centuries, centers of learning and culture flourished in places like Baghdad, Cordoba, and Cairo. These cities welcomed scholars, scientists, and artists from various backgrounds, contributing to a flourishing exchange of ideas and knowledge. This era of intellectual openness and coexistence reflects the spirit of inclusivity that Islam advocates. In contemporary times, the rights of minorities in Islamic societies face complex challenges. Political, social, and economic factors can sometimes lead to the marginalization or persecution of minority groups. It is essential to remember that deviations from the principles of equality and justice are not representative of Islam's true teachings. Efforts to ensure the rights of minorities must be grounded in a genuine understanding of Islamic principles and ethics. Promoting the rights of minorities in Muslim-majority countries requires a multifaceted approach. Education plays a crucial role in dispelling misconceptions and promoting tolerance among diverse communities. Government policies that protect minority rights and ensure their participation in decision-making processes are vital. Additionally, religious leaders and scholars have a responsibility to amplify the teachings of inclusivity found in Islamic scripture and tradition. In conclusion, Islam's teachings emphasize the rights of minorities as an integral part of building inclusive and harmonious societies. The principles of equality, justice, and freedom of religion that Islam advocates provide a solid foundation for the protection of minority rights. The Quranic verses and prophetic traditions that underscore these principles should guide the treatment of minorities in both historical and contemporary contexts. By upholding these teachings, Muslim-majority countries can foster environments of coexistence, understanding, and mutual respect, reflecting the true essence of Islam.